I welcome you all for this webinar on classification algorithms in data mining. First, I would like to inform you that if I am audible, you can send a yes. Everything okay, audible, video, my screen, everything is available online. Is good. You can send through WhatsApp. Everything okay, sir. Like. Okay. Thank you for your kind information. Some staffs are also available in this. Only 48 participants are participated in this program. First, you must know the students. We have at the end of this session, you can ask your questions. How we can ask your questions means here in right side, hands on raise, or there is a button hands on raise, and another one button that is audio button. First, you raise your hands by clicking hands on raise your hands, and then I call you, then I will deactivate your activate your audio button, then you can talk to me directly at the end of this session. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Now, what we want to discuss in this session, just it is 1 hour session, everything is recorded. After the session, we can view your certificates through mail. You can get your certificate, and you can view the entire audio in my YouTube also, right? What is classification? Classification, the prediction is the last 4th chapter of your syllabus. What is classification and what is prediction? In this session, we got to discuss at least 4 or 5 topics. Within this 4 or 5 topics, whatever it is possible within this hour, 1 hour, we will discuss. What is a classification? First, we got to understand the classification is a supervised learning technique. Clustering is the unsupervised learning technique. Classification is the supervised learning technique, means we must require some supervisor in order to understand the concepts, which predicts the categorical class labels, which classifies data, constructs a model based on the training set and based on the testing set. The testing set is called as what? Class labels. Training set also the values of the class labels. Okay, in a classifying attribute, by using an attribute, the training set is tested. The testing set is one variable and the training set are many variables. So now the classification technique itself is a supervised learning technique in which everything is organized in a way, in a particular way. Then only the classification techniques are applied based on your data set available in the any database repository. Now, if the classification, that is, if the data set is not structured by means of using a standard method, then the classification method is not suitable for doing this analysis. Okay, 1 point. Now, what is the definition of classification? Which classifies the data based on the training set under the values of the training set, attribute based on a particular attribute, which uses in classifying new data. What is the new data actually currently we extracted? This is the definition of classification. Most of the classification techniques are applied in artificial intelligence technique. 90 to 100% of informations are exactly carried out, means then only the classified efforts or classified data attributes are accepted for the prediction. Otherwise, it is not accepted for the next level of prediction. There is no difference between the prediction and the classification, little bit difference. Based on the classified information, we can predict some conclusions. So predicts models continuous valued functions, predicts unknown or missing values, find out some noisy values, remove irrelevant values is entirely different from finding missing values. Prediction is based on the classifying the data objects. So what are the typical applications are available? Credit card approval, target marketing approval, medical diagnosis, treatment, effectiveness analysis, and these things are the major applications nowadays used. Okay, what is a two-step process of classification? One is model construction and another one is model usage. In the model construction, you have to construct the attributes, that is class labels. After the construction of the attribute, you can enter the values of the attributes. The values of the attributes is called as class labels. Then after this your construction, the set of tuples used for model construction, that is training set, is called as training set. The set of tuples, a row in a table is called as a tuple, and the set of tuples are used for the model construction. What model you want to classify, what model you want to construct based on your classification approach. This is the training set. Then model is represented as classification rules, decision trees, and using some mathematical formulas. We have many decision trees approaches classification by applying the classification rules. This is the model construction, how to construct a attribute based on the class label concept, based on the training set. Then how a model is used for classifying future and unknown objects. For classifying the future objects, future data set, future variables, we can use the, find out, use the usage of the models. Estimate the accuracy of the model. After the classification efforts, you can estimate the accuracy of the classified attributes, classified training sets, whether the training set are exactly classified by means of the testing set variable attribute or not. These things are exactly carried out. So the known label of test sample is compared with the classified result from the model. Okay, the accuracy rate is very high, then only the classified informations are good, otherwise the classified informations are not good. So accurate rate is very, very important. When you go through the, when you use the Vega software, you can easily understand how, what is the accuracy rate for each and every data set. Therefore, the test set is independent of training set, otherwise overfitting will overcome. Now, the test set is independent of training set. Training set is entirely different from testing set. Testing set is one or two, training set is more attributes are available. Otherwise, overfitting will occur. This is the information exactly available. Now, what is the classification process? What is the classification process? First, model construction based on the training set. This is the data warehouse or data set. Based on this information training data, the data should be trained by means of some classification algorithms. Okay. Now, by means of some classification algorithms, some classifier, some models are created based on this information. If what is the model, you can create your own model. If rank is a professor or years is year of experiences above 60, then turned yes, we can buy computer. We can turn yes, professor cadre, assistant professor cadre, and other things. Okay, otherwise it's not possible. Okay, if the professor is, the rank is professor or the number of year is above 60, if these two conditions are satisfied, then it is professor cadre. Like we can construct a model. Now, what is the use of the model in prediction? Already classified model, your trained model, based on the training testing set, based on the testing set, you can classify using the classifier already, which is created by you as a model, as a classifier. Classifier is the model. There are many classifiers are available in the literature. Now you can see unseen the data. If you have any unseen data, this data, Jeff and the professor 4 years of experience is not available. You can add this set missing values in this data set by means of some examples. This is one of the examples. Okay, so supervised and unsupervised learning means what? Supervision, the training data, observations, measurements are accompanied by labels indicating the class of the observations. New data is classified based on the training set. Okay, this is supervised learning. Okay, the training data are accompanied by labels indicating the class of the observations. Okay, new data is classified based on the training set. This is the already whatever the information available as an attribute value, then the attribute value is validated by means of the new data. Okay, what is unsupervised learning? It is clustering. So class labels of training data is unknown. What information we exactly carried out, I don't know. We don't know. So we can enter easily the informations. Very simple. Already you have idea about the class clustering methods. Given a set of measurements, observations, etc., with the aim of establishing the existence of classes or clusters in the data, we can group the data based on some criterion. This is called the supervised and unsupervised learning. Difference between these two. Now, next, what are the issues regarding classification and prediction? We discuss about the data cleaning and the relevance analysis, data transformation. The raw data is useless. Therefore, we require data cleaning and data cleansing. Whatever we discussed already, the same thing are replayed. That is repeated hereafter also. The pre-processing the data in order to reduce noise and handle missing values. For that purpose, we require data cleaning or data cleansing. What is stored in the cleaned data? Relevance analysis. Whether the information exactly stored in the particular data warehouses or not. Suppose if irrelevant informations are available, we can remove it. Or suppose if unnecessary informations are available and extra informations are available, we can redundant the attributes by using some. The number of attributes are very high. It is high dimensional data. Then you can use feature selection methods in order to reduce the number of attributes. So this is the method. The another one is data transformation. In the data transformation, what actually carried out? Most of the informations are not processed in the data set. Okay, in the data set, most of the informations are not processed. Now, so in order to process your data, in order to for the use of simple use of the data, simplifying the data, we can use either generalization or normalization techniques. Generalization technique or normalization techniques are what is these things, you know already very well. Okay, after the relevance information carried out, we can transfer the data. This is another one concept. What issues regarding classification and prediction? So I already told there is no difference between the classification and the prediction, little bit difference. Classified attributes are predicted by means of some special kind of techniques. Okay, how we can evaluate classification methods? Now we have to predict the accuracy. Predict the accuracy, prediction based accuracy. Accuracy is calculated based on the predicted model construction, classifier based on the classifier that you created. Whether your classifier having speed and scalability, speed means whether compared with other methods, your method must have speed or not. And what is scalability? Whether all the data are applicable for finding the that is classifying the data objects, or there is a limitation available, only the numerical data, only the categorical values, only the alphanumerical values, and anything else available is scalable. So what is the lower limit, what is the upper limit? These are called as the scalability of the data. Time to construct the model. So for that, what is the time you require to construct the model? What is the time to use the model? These things are speed and based on this speed and scalability. What is robustness? Robustness means an algorithm is called as robustness, which handle both noise and missing values effectively and efficiently. Then the algorithm is said to be robust algorithm. An algorithm which exactly carried out the noisy data and missing values, then it is called as robust algorithm. Okay. Now what is the main concept of robustness? Some data are having noisy information, missing values. In order to fulfill, without fulfilling the noise and the missing values, the algorithm, your classifier will work effectively means then it is very useful. Okay. Now what is the scalability already and efficiency in disk resistant databases? Scalability means is there any limitation available? Array storage and data structure storage, data structure, what data structure you want to use, what method you want to store, how much the data storage is available, everything is called as scalability. Then interpretability means whether your classifier created good output or not. Your created output is understandable by anyone. The insight provided proved by the model. Your model created a good outcome, whether it is true, whether it is provable, whether it is acceptable for all humans. These things are available. Understanding purpose. Okay, goodness of rules. What decision rule is? What decision concept? What is the size of the decision tree? And what is compactness of classification rules? How your rules are compacted? Whether your rules are exactly identified by means of the information that is constructed by yourself as a classifier or not. Okay. Now what is the next one is classification by decision tree induction. What is the decision tree induction? Classification by decision tree induction. So classification by decision tree induction is entirely used for all the classification purposes. There are, you know very well what is decision tree. What is the main concept of the decision tree? A decision tree is a flowchart like tree structure, which have some internal node and external nodes, parent node, leaf nodes, branches, everything available. All these nodes are based on the attribute values, which the internal nodes denotes a test on an attribute. Branch represents an outcome of the test. The branches are represents an outcome of the test. Leaf nodes are represent class labels or class distribution. Class labels means values upon attribute. This is leaf nodes. How many leaf nodes are available in a particular branch node is the value for the leaf nodes. Is the branch nodes. The class distribution is another one kind. Then what is the decision tree generation consists of? Actually, the decision tree generation consists of two phases. One is tree construction and another one is tree pruning. Tree construction means at start level, all the training examples are not the root, or start from the root, partition the root, then using some of your examples, partition examples recursively based on selected attributes. Based on the root node, you can select the attributes. What is tree pruning? What is tree construction means? You have to construct a tree by means of root node, branch node, leaf nodes. Tree pruning means cutting the informations. Cuttings are irrelevant information, irrelevant branches. That is tree pruning. More branches are available, more attributes are available, then you have to prune some attributes. Pruning means deleting, eliminating. That is pruning. To identify and remove branches that reflect noisy or outliers. Outliers and noisy informations are available. You can remove from the branches. That branches, entire branch is removed. Then use of decision tree. What is the use of the decision tree? Classifying an unknown sample. Classifying an unknown sample. How we can classify the unknown samples? Okay. Now, if unknown samples are available, then you can classify the informations. Somewhat different. This is we have to test the attribute values based on your sample, based against your sample of the decision tree. Now, without the concept of this known classification, known informations, the classifying the unknown samples are not easy task. It is very important. Okay. Then another one is what is training data set? What is other kind of data informations available? So training data set, and this is an example from the equivalence ID3. ID3 is a iterative diagrammatic tree algorithm. ID3 and C4.5 algorithms are same mostly. There is a age attributes, 5 attributes are available. Some informations are stored here. Which one is training data set? This is treated as a training data set. Now output a decision tree for Bayes computer. based on the information. Okay, based on this information, we can have some decision tree. If age is above 30, if it is a student means sometimes it is not possible to buy a computer. Sometimes a student above 30 age, some people are earn something, so they can purchase some information. If the age is between 30 and 40, they can purchase a computer. If the age is above 40, their credit rating is excellent and their credit rate is fair, then we can purchase the computers and go like that. This is for an example. This information is given. So you can change your information, your ideas. So what is the basic algorithm used for the decision tree induction? Decision tree induction means construction of the decision tree. How? There are two kinds. One is basic algorithm. Okay. The another one is the other kind of algorithms. The basic algorithm are actually called as greedy algorithm. One of the example for the basic algorithm is greedy algorithm. Tree is constructed in a top-down recursive divide and conquer manner is greedy algorithm. Top-down approach, recursive method, divide and conquer method. These things at start level. All the training examples are at the root. Attributes are categorical. The categorical attributes, if continuous valued, they are discretized in advance. Okay, so continuous valued are available means we can convert it into discrete valued attributes. Only limited number of categorical values only are accepted for the classification purpose by means of decision tree induction. So examples are partitioned recursively based on selected attributes. So partition is actually carried out by means of the recursive procedure in this decision tree method. That is, what is a recursive procedure? We start from root node, travel one branch. If not available, then start from the root node by choosing another branch. And this is the method. So test attributes are selected on the basis of a heuristic or statistical methods. This is called as information gain. Test attributes are selected on the basis of a heuristic or statistical measures. This is called as information gain. Information gain, Gini index. There is a method available in statistics. What that is Gini index. Based on the Gini index information, the statistical informations are tested. So therefore, the test attributes are selected. The testing attributes, I already informed training attributes and testing attributes. Testing attributes are 1 or 2, training attributes are more. So testing attributes are selected on the basis of a heuristic approach, statistical measures or a statistical methods using, for example, information gaining method. This is the method of the greedy algorithm. Then what are the conditions applied for stopping the partitions? All samples for a given data set is belong to any node. Given node belong to the same class. All the samples are traveled. All the branches up to the leaf node are traveled. Then stop. There are no remaining attributes for further partitioning. Majority voting is employed for classifying that leaf. Then you can stop. There are no samples left means you can stop. This is the simple procedure for stopping the construction process of your classifier model. Okay, so therefore a classifier model should be developed by yourself by means of these two categories. One is, what is attribute selection measure? Why we require attribute selection measure? If the number of attributes are very high, if the number of attributes are 10,000 attributes are available in a data set, means is it possible to predict all the categorical values, all the values, all the attributes for the classification purpose we can utilize? Is not possible. So we require some feature selection methods, selection measures, attribute selection methods. There are many feature selection methods are available. Wrapper method, filter method, and other methods are available. Mainly using the spanning tree, minimum spanning tree methods are exactly carried out in the feature selection methods. Okay, how many of you known very well about the minimum spanning tree, everything available? Okay, so information gain is ID3 or C4.5. ID3 is the basic algorithm, C4.5 is the modified version of ID3. All attributes are assumed to be categorical. Categorical values. Categorical values means which contains any kind of values. For example, date means today's date. Humidity, weather means today's weather. Weather differ from one place to another place. Category wise weather. So can be modified for continuous valued attributes. The information is modified for the continuous valued attributes. Then by using the Gini index, IBM Intelligent Miner is one of the software used and produced by the KD Nuggets data mining softwares. It is one of the data mining software in which the Gini index is very well stated, in which all attributes are assumed continuous valued. Continuous valued means there is no lower limit and there is no upper limit. Discrete valued means there is a lower limit and upper limit. This is the information. Assume there exist several possible split values for each attribute. For each and every attribute, we have several possible split values. Splitting the data objects, splitting the attributes. How we can have some measurements. You have to assume what condition. You have to set a hypothesis in order to splitting the partitioning the attributes. Each attribute. Okay. This method may need other tools such as clustering to get the possible split values. Clustering is exactly carried out by means of this information gaining. Now, what is the information exactly carried out? Now, just a minute. Now, so this method need other tools I already informed, can be modified for categorical attributes. This method, once you created, can be modified by adopting new technologies, new topics. This is the another kind of information. Now, what is information gain? Hereafter, we have many mathematical formulas. You have to find all the mathematical formulas are available based on the statistical methods. Select the attribute. What is information gain? Select the attribute with the highest information gain. Assume there are two classes. Highest information gain means if the number of if within the attributes, which attribute having the full values, full accessed values, exact values, you have to select the attribute. So assume there are two classes P and N. Let the samples example is set of samples is called as S, and P is the elements of a class P. N is the elements of class N. The amount of information gained by information gain ID3 and C4.5. Sometimes in the examination explain ID3 and C4.5 or C4.5. You can start from the information gain. This onwards, this onwards, this onwards. Okay, you can start from this onwards. Writing about the ID3 formula. So the amount of information needed to decide if an attribute example in S belongs to P or N is defined as this using this information gain based on P and N, where P is the element of P, capital P, N is the element of P. So based on this formula, you can find out. So there are many. What is the expected value of this entire training decision tree, information gain in decision tree detection? Assume that there are some attribute A of a set S. The set contains Si contains what is the entropy? Entropy means whenever we at the time of processing a new entry is available in order to join in the queue, then the new entry is called as entropy. So entropy based information processing is also another one concept. So an entropy, the expected information needed to classify objects in all objects. Sometimes the entropy is called as what? If you want to search a particular attribute, in that attribute, if your information is available, then it is called as entropy. Okay, another one concept. So using this in a formula, we can find out very well easily the entropy based information. The encoding information that would be gained by branching on A is calculated by using this formula. Okay, How we can select the attribute by information gain computation. This is one of the example for selecting an attribute by means of the information gain method. There is an example given here. So if class P equal to buys computer, yes, what is the procedure? Based on this table, what is the percentage, the probability, expected value of age, expected value of age, how we can calculate it? Gain expected based on the income, what is the percentage of probability output? What is based on the student information, based on the credit rating, how the informations are carried out. And this is a simple example for the information gain computation using some simple example. For example, I of p comma n equal to I of 9 comma 5. So I of 9 comma 5, where which is available, which is equal to, by using this formula. By using this formula, we can find out this value. Very simple. Okay. Now, what is Gini index? Gini index or Gini index? It is one of the intelligent miner, IBM intelligent miner. The Saral, very particular topic, but in your syllabus contains this kind of particular topic. Only we can have a general topic, but we can know very well what is Gini index based on the data set T, and which contains n classes, and the Gini index of T is defined as this using this formula. Pj is the relative frequency of class J in T. Relative frequency. Frequency means Pj is on value. Pj is an attribute value which available how many times in the class label T. This is the concept of relative frequency. In a data set, T is split into two subsets, T1 and T2, with the sizes N1 and N2 respectively. How we can find out the Gini index of T, that entire data set, by using this formula. So the attribute provides the smallest Gini index of Gini value of this splitting the data set T into some points is chosen from the split the node. Need to enumerate all possible splitting points for each attribute. Splitting is based on your criterion for how we can split the entire data set, how we can split the values, which is decided by yourself. Okay, extracting classification rules trees. How we can extract the classification? First, you have to understand how to represent your knowledge in the form of if then else. If in a tree structure format, if your information is available when you process a decision tree, if available, you can stop. If not available, then you can proceed. Using the if then rules, we can extract the classification rules from trees. Very simple. One rule is created for each path from the root of to a leaf. One rule is created for each path from the root to a leaf. So from the base path of from the root node to leaf node, only one rule is applicable in order to create the classifier by means of this information gain. Okay, each attribute value pair along a path forms a conjunction. So each attribute value pair along a path forms a conjunction. Okay, so each and every attribute value must be considered. The attribute values are coincided, conjected. That is, if the attribute values are exactly found out by you, then only your rule is well framed. The leaf node holds the class prediction. The leaf nodes definitely predict the entire class that you want to use as a hypothesis for the prediction purpose of classifying purpose of your classifier. Rules are easier for humans to understand. Your classifier rules are very well easy. For example, you can easily understand if age is above 30 and the student no, then buys computer. Yes, no. Above 30, student yes, then no. Some rules. These rules are framed by yourself. This is not exact. For example, they given some rules. Using such kind of rules, you can define your classifier. How we can avoid overfitting in classification? When we going through a classifier, when we construct a classifier, some overfitting, some values are repeated. How we can avoid? The generated tree may be overfit the training. So data set are overfitted. The stack or queue method, whatever the tree structure, the data storage information are not available, too many branches are available, some way you have to reflect the anomalies due to noise and outliers. You can eliminate the noise and outliers if too many branches are available. Which branch having the more noise and outliers, that branch you don't consider. Result is in poor accuracy. Accuracy is below 50%, then why you require the classifier? The required classifier is not necessary. So accuracy is very, very important. So when you identify the samples accuracy, these are unseen from your samples. After the classifier model is executed, then only it is possible to identify your accuracy. Okay. Two approaches to avoid overfitting. Pre-pruning, already I informed. Noisy informations are eliminated. Pre-pruning, you had many informations are available. Cut some of the, split the information into some parts. Cutting the information, deleting the information, removing the information. It is so pre-pruning. Before starting the classifiers, before construct your classifier model, you can prune the tree. This is one method. After classification construction model, constructing your classification model, then you can use a post pruning. Remove all branches from a fully grown tree. So this is another one method. Before starting your construction of classifier, you can eliminate some attributes. After construction of your classifier, you can eliminate something. These are the two approaches in order to avoid the overfitting. Okay. Approaches to determine the final tree size. So separate training set is 2-3 format, testing set is 1-3 formatted. 10 attributes are available means minimum you can use 3 attributes are testing set, 7 attributes are training sets. So 2-3 formula and 1-3 formula are utilized. So use cross validation, 10-fold cross validation, which is very well available if you use Vega software. Vega software is freely available. You can download Vega software, install in your system. Choose any one data set available in the internet, in the Excel format, CSI format, CSV format, or XLS format. You can train the format. Use all the data for training. Statistical tests are used, chi-square test, t-test, f-test. All these tests are used for the training of the data set. Use minimum description length. Minimum description length is very, very important. This is the principle we must update. Halting growth of the tree when the encoding is minimized. If you want to minimize your encode, so the growth of tree should be halted. So no need to add more attributes in your tree construction. This is the method. Then another one concept is enhancement of to basic decision tree. How we can enhance the basic decision tree? The basic decision tree are created by allowing for continuous valued attributes. Dynamically define new discrete valued attributes that partition the continuous attribute value into a discrete set of intervals. Into a discrete set of intervals means some ranges 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. This is discrete set of values. Continuous attributes means there is no lower limit and upper limit. Starting from one value to end with another value is continuous valued attributes. So use this technique, dynamically growing, dynamically define. When the process is going on, you can dynamically define your attribute values. Handle the missing attribute values. This is another one method. We can assign the most common value of the attribute, assign probability to each information gains. So this is the another kind of the missing value attribute. How we can able to find out? Assign the most common value of the attribute. If any missing value is available, the most common value is fitted into the missing place. Assign probability to each of the possible values. Some probable values may be added in the missing values. This is another one kind. Attribute construction means create a new attributes based on existing nodes that are sparsely represented. Sparsely means scatteredly represented attributes are created newly based on the existing attributes. This is the main work of the attribute construction. So this reduces fragmentation, repetition, and replication. Fragmentation means overfitting the information. Repetition means more than once the data attributes values are stored. Replication means that is duplicate values are stored. In order to avoid this kind of information, so we can create the attribute concept, you can create your classifier by using this new kind of information. Okay, what is the classification in large databases? Classification, scalability. A classical problem extensively studied by statistician and machine learning researchers. So mostly machine learning researchers are used the classification approach, because the classification approach mostly used in artificial intelligence oriented statistical approach on methods. But then which is used in scalability of the classifiers, classifying data sets with millions of examples and hundreds of attributes with reasonable speed. Is it possible to find out or reasonably the classified data objects millions of examples? Is not possible. So scalability is very, very important. So large database, the classification is not suited, only the clustering is suited. Okay, so small data sets only the classification is suitable. So why decision tree induction in data mining? Relatively faster learning speed, convertible to simple and easy to understand the classification rules, can use SQL queries for accessing databases in classification, but in clustering is not easy to use SQL queries and accessing databases. There we use only data warehouses. Comparable classification accuracy with other methods. Very easily we can compare the classification accuracy by comparing the other methods, so that the large databases are not suitable. What are the scalable decision tree induction methods in data mining? Slick and Sprint, public, rainforest. These are some scalable decision tree induction methods available. Okay, data cube based decision tree induction. Decision tree induction, data cube based. So already we discussed about the data cube. Integration of generalization with the decision tree induction, which is invented by Ken Camper. And the classification at primitive concepts levels, basic level of information only the classification is carried out. Semantic interpretation problems are taken for the information gaining, taken for the classifier. So cuboid based information multi-level classification is very, very important for the database cube based decision tree induction. Relevance analysis at multi levels or information gain analysis with other carried information processing is carried out. Okay, now what is presentation of classification rules? This is one of the example. This is not your, this figure is not available in your in the textbook. So up to this we have to stop this seminar today. We will continue this same seminar in the next session. Okay, now if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now I will enable. If you have any query, you can ask me. I will enable you. Okay. Can you hear me? Who is having query? I will call 90 persons are attended this webinar totally. Now who having query? Nobody raising their hands. You can raise your hands. Manikandan raising. Okay, I am enable your audio button. You can talk to me now. Manikandan, you can talk to me now. Manikandan, are you here? Manikandan, yeah. You want to? Ahmad, Asif Ahmad, you can talk now. Your button is enabled me. Your audio button is enabled by me. Okay. Yes, are you here? Hello. Talk to me. No. And Banu Prabhakaran. Banu madam, you can talk to me. Your button is enabled. Okay. Do you have any query based on my seminar topic?
Sir, I joined. Sir?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Sir,
Tell me.
you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yes. Yes, I hear
Sir,
your voice.
I joined little bit late, sir. I didn't see
No
any of
problem,
it.
no problem. You
Thank you,
can
sir.
get.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
okay.
sir.
And who is available? Raising their hands. You can click raising your hand. Manikandan raising their hand. Ready to speak with me? Who is ready to speak with me? Raja Ram Subaya. You can talk now. Your button is enabled. Raja Ram Subaya. Yes, we can talk now. Nobody is ready, right? And one more. Sivanesan, you can talk now. I enable your button. Yes, you can talk now. If you have audio, stick, you can talk. Otherwise, it's not possible. Hello, who is online? Who is online? Srinivasan, now you can talk. Right? Anybody want to talk with me? You can talk. Nobody available. And Sivanesan not available. Vinodini, now you can talk now. Your button is enabled. Audio button is enabled. Vinodini is not available. Right. Yuvraj, nobody is ready to speak with me. Right? And MCA department, I think Anida, you can talk me now. Anida madam. Augustine Jose, now you can talk. Is not. Okay, nobody is interested to talk with me. I will end with this seminar with thanks. Thank you very much. You can subscribe my YouTube channel. Hello.
Okay.
Who is online? You can subscribe my YouTube channel, and definitely 70% of my viewers are not subscribe me. You can subscribe my YouTube channel. This is my humble request. Okay, thank you.